to be sure, and they have really come out and supported this Tropics franchise here at Bryant Stadium. This is the second of 3 straight home games, and we'll talk more about that as well. Jonathan Valerio in goal, of course, for the Tropics. He has played every minute of every game for Lakeland. Had the clean sheet last week in that 2-0 win. Comes in giving up 8 goals in 4 games. The corner taken by Tampa Bay. That is Gabriel Pfeiffer, number 4, feeding it down now to Frank. Frank trying to cross. Now it is in the box, and it's punched out of there by Valerio, who just did get a hand on it. Dangerous cross right there by the Rowdies. Pfeiffer with it for Tampa Bay near the midfield line. Drives it down, and Valerio will come out. It's challenged there by Lopez, and almost a dangerous situation, but Valerio was able to cover up. Just heading towards the 5th minute here, underway at Bryant Stadium in Lakeland, Florida. Delighted you're with us as part of Soccer Night in Florida on i1tv.net. The Rowdies with most of the possession and the only real chance so far. This is number 25, Kamar Marriott. Feeds it over to Frank. And it rolls over the end line. Be a goal kick here for the Tropics and Jonathan Valerio. As we said, Valerio has played every minute of every game in goal for Lakeland. 22 saves in those 4 games, a save percentage of .733. And that even goals against average of 2.0. His counterpart tonight for Tampa Bay is Sean Caulfield. He and Christian Knight have split time in the first 2 games, each getting 1 start. Caulfield in that win over Weston was really good. Had 11 saves, save percentage of .917. So he comes in with a goals against average of just an even 1. See if the Tropics can get a test in on him here in the next couple of minutes as they try and set up a counter. That is Gustavo Rodriguez, number 28, to Tejada at the midfield circle. Looking perhaps for Rojas on the far wing. There's a takedown, no whistle. And Tampa Bay will count. Just underway here in Lakeland, Florida tonight. One of 3 games in the Southeast Division of the PDL. A couple other good matchups, including the division-leading SEMA Aguilas. They are 5-0, and they are hosting the South Florida Surf tonight in what will be a very good test for SEMA, which, by the way, stands for the Soccer Institute of Montverde Academy. That is the SEMA. That is one of the premier soccer program schools in the Orlando area. And no surprise that they are out of the gate as of the division leaders at 5-0. Espinal will do the honors here for Tampa Bay. Plays it back to Caulfield to reset the offense. Tropics looking for perhaps possession near midfield. That was Ricardo Diegues trying to control it, but it'll eventually wind up at the feet of Jonathan Valerio. Diegues, with 4 goals in 4 games for the Tropics, was named an all-PDL team performer this past week for his efforts. And Victor Rojas, who we'll talk more about, I'm sure, as the evening goes on, as Pereiras makes a run, gets shoved down from behind by Marriott, and there's a whistle and foul. Victor Rojas nominated for one of the goals of the month in the PDL this past week. That was his game winner in that thriller over the Villages 4-3. Rojas curling one in from about 20 yards inside the far post. And if you get a chance, head to uslpdl.com and vote for Victor and his goal as goal of the month in May. Pereiras will take a look here along with Rojas. Pereiras 10, Victor is 18. Let's see who does the honors. Looks like it'll be Pereiras. Nope, it'll be Rojas. And it's long and wide, so it'll be a goal kick for Tampa Bay. Rojas had 2 goals in that win over the Villages. Dieguez with both goals in that win on the road in Weston. No surprise that they would be the offensive pace setters for Lakeland here early on. They were 2 of the 3 leading scorers on the Florida Tropics of the Major Arena Soccer League, the sister franchise to Lakeland. They, of course, play at the RP Funding Center, the recently named RP Funding Center. Good sliding tackle there by Dieguez. Long ball through to Ricardo, and the flag is up on offsides, unfortunately for the Tropics. Good idea, but Dieguez about a step behind the Tampa defense. As we said, the Florida Tropics of the Major Arena Soccer League, Dieguez with 17 goals in 16 games for Florida. He missed a month of the regular season with a hamstring injury. Victor Rojas was second on the team in goals with 14. He appeared in all 20 games for the MASL side, which will start season 2 at the building formerly known as the Lakeland Center. That'll be coming up in November. But lots of outdoor soccer to come here in June and July for Lakeland. As Tao Salgado will throw it in, looks for Dieguez. And Tampa Bay will keep possession. Good play there by Frank. Takes down, I think it was Dieguez, and there's a whistle and a foul. It wasn't Dieguez, beg your pardon, that was Salgado. Still scoreless early in the first half here at Bryant Stadium. Square one, Burger Field. That's where the guys will gather after the game for what we hope will be a post-game celebration. But win, lose, or draw, you can meet your favorite Tropic players after the game at Square One Burger. Here's Pereiras trying to pick up a loose ball in the box. He's knocked off the ball, no whistle. Pereiras looked for a moment like he might have a great scoring opportunity from not more than about 10 yards out. But he was muscled off the ball, no whistle. Preston Kilwine with the header there for Tampa Bay to Kevin Mendoza. Another dangerous ball striker for the Rowdies. Frank gets it in the middle of the field to Rodriguez. That is Gonzalo Rodriguez. Rolls to Valerio. And he will outlet it on the near side now to Gustavo Rodriguez of the Tropics. Got a little room to operate. Down the left sideline has Victor Pereiras flanking him on his left. Instead, he'll get it back out to the center. And that is Pedro Ivo Diaz. Diaz. Right side to Victor Rojas. Victor tries to get it on the left side, finds Pereiras in the corner, has a little trouble on the control, and it's knocked over the end line, and I believe it will be a corner for the, no, they're going to call it a goal kick, I guess, for Tampa Bay. I think Victor Pereiras thought it would be a goal kick as well, but it must have deflected off one of the Tropics players before it crossed the end line. May have been Pereiras himself who touched it last. Talking about Kevin Mendoza of Tampa Bay, he had both goals in that win down against Weston. So you know he is a dangerous threat every time he has it in Lakeland territory as well. So Frank, Lopez, and Mendoza are really the threats to pay most attention to. Here's a chance now at the top of the box. Knocked out of there by the Tropics. Throw-in coming up for Tampa Bay, 13th minute. Tropics with a counter. This is Tejada with the midfield. Gives it to Rodriguez. Rodriguez will give it back now to Ivo Diaz. Just graduated from Southeastern University for head coach Clay Roberts, who is also the coach of the Florida Tropics in the Major Arena Soccer League, here with his kids in tow tonight, enjoying a little outdoor soccer before he heads out on a well-earned and deserved family vacation. Throw-in coming up for Lakeland. Salgado will find Ivo Diaz. He will press the attack and lay it off right side now to Jovius, and now Rojas picks it up. Rojas with possession, being watched by Gonzalo Rodriguez. And all the way back now to Ramsey Torre, who has his place in the Lakeland record books with the first ever goal in Tropics franchise history. Here's Dieguez trying to control. Can't do it. Challenge for the ball, and Rojas will come up with it. Gets it to Pereira now. Making a run is Salgado. Pereira, he is not shy about taking it from distance if the opportunity presents itself. I'm sure Tampa Bay would know that. Ivo Diaz now left side to Salgado. All the way on the left wing, knocked away by Espinal, but a whistle and a foul against Tampa Bay. So the Tropics will get a free kick here from about 30 yards out. Heading towards our 16th minute now. Still scoreless. Rowdies getting their defensive wall set at the top of the box. There's the serve into the box, and it will harmlessly sail by the far post. Goal kick, Tampa Bay. Take a look at the complete Southeast Division standings. As we mentioned, SEMA on top, 5-0. And how good are they? Well, they have a goal differential of a +13 on the season. FC Miami City at 3-1 and Lakeland at 3-1. Of course, FC Miami City with a tiebreaker at the moment because of the win over Lakeland back in early May. The Tropics schedule will get much tougher here as we get into the month of June. Ricardo Dieguez with it on the counter now. Gives it to Rodriguez. Rather, that was Tejada. There's a shot, and Caulfield comes out. And we have a whistle and a foul. One of the best opportunities so far for Lakeland. As we mentioned, FC Miami City and Lakeland tied for second at 3-1. IMG at 2-1 with 7 points in fourth. Tampa Bay then with a 1-1 record in fifth with 3 points. Weston FC is 0-4-1 with 4 losses and a tie. And then the Villages, the South Florida Surf, have only played once and figure still to be one of the better teams in the Southeast Division this year. 0-1, and the Palm Beach Suns taking up the rear at 0-2. We have another whistle. Be a kick here for Lakeland. And in fairness to the rest of the division, Lakeland, at least on paper, has not played the most difficult schedule. Their 3 wins have come against teams right now that have a combined record of 0-9-1. But a couple of ways to look at that. One is Lakeland taking care of business against teams that they should be taking care of business against. That is one point to be made. And the second really is that the Villages are a pretty good team and will have a good record probably before the season ends. They are the defending Southeast Division champions. Were invited to play in this year's U.S. Open Cup, very prestigious honor. And I think a lot of eyebrows were raised with that Lakeland win here in the home opener back on May 20th. So even though on paper, as I said, the opponents don't look all that strong, certainly the win over the Villages was a very, very good one. Dieguez could not get to that loose ball. He might have had an opportunity. There's a shot and a save. Good save by Caulfield as he dove to his right to make the stop. His best save of the night. Knocked over the sideline, throw in for the Tropics. Ivo Diaz will play it right back to Jovius. Now out at the midfield circle. Tampa Bay trying to control. And this is Frank with it. Tries to feed it down to Lopez, and good play by Ramsey Torrey to knock it out of danger. Frank and Lopez are actually teammates at Creighton University in the Big East, a very good Division I soccer program. There's a shot, goes wide by Lopez. The Blue Jays, as we said, play in the Big East Conference. And Lopez this past season was one of their leading goal scorers. Play on at the center circle here. Tampa Bay will control. There's a challenge, but the Rowdies will continue the counter here. Down the left wing, some space to operate, and finally taken away over there by White's. Good defensive play by the very steady Tropics defender. Still scoreless here. We close in on the midway point of the first half. Have not been a ton of great scoring opportunities either way. Rowdies will control. It's Gabriel Pfeiffer with it. Bounces to Lopez. Frank can't track it down, and Torrey will play it all the way back to Valerio and get it out of danger for the Tropics. Here's Salgado with it. Salgado on the outlet. He'll get it back. Actually, it'll be Torrey who tries to feed it into the Tampa Bay zone, and it's knocked out of play. Caulfield, the Rowdies goaltender, is a student athlete at Indiana University. Has actually not appeared yet in action as he is redshirted for the Hoosiers. Really good student as an academic, all Big Ten selection out of East Lake, Florida. He's team captain there in East Lake and led that club to a state semifinal. When he was there. Mendoza waiting to get the go-ahead here. Scoreless at Bryant Stadium tonight. Glad you were with us on i1tv.net. Soccer night in Florida. As Mendoza tries to feed it through. Good ball to Lopez. Shot and a save by Valerio. Best save of the night. Best scoring chance by far. Corner kick coming up for Tampa Bay as Lopez let it go from not more than about 12 yards or so out, and Valerio on the short side was equal to the task. Great save. Lopez is a big forward. He goes about 6'2", 200. Here's the corner. Still loose in there, headed by Frank. And finally a whistle, and I think we have a foul against Tampa Bay coming up. Lopez was a all Big East second team conference selection this past year as a junior. He's tied for the team lead in goals at Creighton with 10 and had a 3-game consecutive goal scored streak in the month of November. He's also named to the Big East All-Tournament team after scoring a couple of times in the postseason. 64 shots this year for Lopez, so he too not afraid to pull the trigger. And he was also in camp for a while with the United States Under-20 men's national team under head coach Tab Ramos. Very much in the news these past couple of weeks as they play their World Cup, and in fact will be in action tomorrow. Talk a little bit more about that later in the broadcast, but not only do you get to see the stars of tomorrow today here at Bryant Stadium, you'll see them tomorrow with the United States Under-20 men's national team in action, looking to make the semifinals of their World Cup event for only the second time in team history. They did it back in 1989 and have not made it this far since. So a win tomorrow against Venezuela will move the U.S. into that semifinal round. Another opportunity for the Rowdies, and Valerio again equal to the task. He has been very good all season long for Lakeland. Trained all winter with the Florida Tropics, the arena team. Did not appear in any games, but Clay Roberts, I know the Florida Tropics coach, very impressed with his skills in the outdoors game. Throw-in coming up here for Tampa Bay. Is Marriott. Ball served deep into the left corner for Lakeland, and it will go over the end line. I'll check that. I guess it didn't quite make the end line, so it was a throw-in for Lakeland instead of a goal kick. There's some space perhaps for Tejada. That closed up quickly. Good defensive pressure and challenge there by the Rowdies. Caulfield will play it off to his defender, Gabriel Pfeiffer, who stopped Tejada's charge there. Here's a chance now for the Rowdies. That is Rodriguez battling in there, and there'll be a corner kick coming up here for the Rowdies. Yep, we throw in again, near the corner. It's a long way from our broadcast location, so. See if the Rowdies can, or rather the Tropics can generate a little sustained offensive attack here. They have not been able to hold possession real long. Pereira's leaves it off for Ivo Diaz. All the way to the near side now to Pereira's. Pereira's one-on-one with Espinal. Got Salgado making a run, lays it off to Salgado now. Salgado tries to get around one defender, feeds it to the box, nobody home though for Lakeland. Ball all the way through to Lopez. And Valerio will clear. That is Luka Weichers with it, number 15. we said, a very, very steady defender for the Tropics. I know Lakeland coach Sean Conlon always confident when he has Weichers out there. He is only one of 3 position players to play every minute of every game so far. Salgado and Ramsey Torrey, the other 2, who logged 360 minutes in the first 4 games. The captain, Ricardo Diegues, sat the last 8 minutes of the win last Saturday here against Palm Beach. Here's Ivo Diaz with it to Salgado, and this is Pereira's. As we suggested, Tampa Bay marking very closely, really not giving the Tropics much room at all to operate as Pereira's and Lopez collide. And off the ball, Rodriguez was shaken up. Lopez still down as well. So we'll have just a moment here to let the folks from Bond Clinic to tend to whatever injury might have taken Lopez down. He is up a little bit shaky, but certainly he's going to be all right and will stay in the game. Don't forget, if you couldn't make it out tonight, you'll get another chance next Saturday when Weston FC returns the visit here to Bryant Stadium. And then, as we said, the schedule really gets pretty significant, shall we say, after that visit by Weston. On June 22nd, Lakeland will for sure get its toughest test of the season when they travel to Orlando for a Thursday night game against SEMA. And then the following Tuesday, June 27th, they'll be on the road as well. We'll catch up with that schedule in just a minute. Rowdies will keep possession here. So Weston FC here on June 10th, and then the following Wednesday, these two teams, the Rowdies and Tropics, will rematch in Tampa Bay, that at the Waters Avenue Soccer Complex, a 7:30 start on Wednesday, June 14th. And then off to the Villages on Saturday the 17th, the only Saturday in June that the Tropics are not hosting a soccer Saturday here at Bryant Stadium. So a rematch against the Villages, and they will stay on the road Wednesday, June 21st against South Florida. So some really difficult games on the schedule and all on the road coming up for the Tropics after next Saturday. There's a chance in the box for the Rowdies and a goal. I believe it was Lopez who finished. And the Rowdies draw first blood, and you can hear, as we expected, there are some Rowdies fans here tonight. We knew this would be a kind of an instant rivalry matchup, and the Rowdies are on the board first. Lead at 1-0. There's all kinds of players around the Lakeland goal, and Valerio was not able to get the low shot. Rowdies have had a little bit better of the play overall here in the first half, no question. Certainly in that game against Weston here, or rather Palm Beach here last Saturday, the Tropics kind of a so-so first half and really came out in the first 10 or 15 minutes of that second half and just completely took the game away from the Suns. It'll be more difficult to do that here tonight. Heading towards the 34th minute here. Ball will come all the way back out now to Pfeiffer. He'll switch sides of the field or try, and intercepted down by the Tropics. Let's see if they can counter. Knocked away again. And once again, the Tropics really not able to have much possession. This is Lopez tracking it down again in the left corner. Lopez with it. Lopez with a shot to save again by Valerio. Lopez always dangerous. Jonathan Valerio not too happy, as you can understand, with the defense there. So another corner coming up for Tampa Bay. Always dangerous. And you've got some of the strikers that the Rowdies have on their roster. There's the ball into the box. Headed out of there by Tampa Bay. Kind of inadvertent. So Valerio will get the goal kick. Valerio on the distribution. See if Carreras can track it down. Pair of 10s in there, Mendoza and Carreras, and once again the Rowdies come out of there with it, Espinal. Hard to generate much of a counter offensive when you don't have the ball very well. Now here's an intercept. But again, quickly on it is the Rowdies to knock it over the sideline. Well, if the Rowdies coach, Keith Falk, was worried about a lax mentality tonight, which is what he said cost the Rowdies their loss against Weston earlier this week, that is not on display tonight. They have been sharp and aggressive.
I was. And then I was, bro, whenever he came over.
Why are you messing with the freaking mic?
I'm going to put it back.
My mom came over. Whenever my mom came over.
And yet another opportunity in the Lakeland zone now. There's the short cross this time. Tropics try and track it down. That was Tejada hoping to get possession. Couldn't. Villegas back finally comes up with it for Lakeland. Pedro Ivo Diaz with it now at the center circle. Looks long for Ricardo Villegas. Villegas can't quite control it, and it's knocked out of there finally by Gabriel Pfeiffer with a good defensive play for Tampa Bay. It really has turned into a delightful evening here in Lakeland. Nice breeze has kicked up. The rain has stayed away. It's all been good except the fact that the Rowdies lead at 1-0. Long ball intended for Frank, and knocked it over the unlined goal kick coming up Lakeland. And again, right off the goal kick, it's the Rowdies with possession. Frank slipped on a little give and go, but he'll get the throw in here for the Rowdies. Well, 2 balls out there, guys. There we go. Mendoza from about 30 yards out. There's the ball into the box. Still in play. Mendoza gets it back. Being watched by Rodriguez. Counter attack now for Lakeland. See if they can get it to Diegues. That's what they wanted to do. Headed it left side, and he was hoping Carreras was making a run, but he was not. He was, but he was still trailing the play. But the Tropics will get a throw in here from almost the corner kick spot. Just 2 yards up the field. There's Diegues with a turn and feed into the box. But didn't really turn into much of an opportunity in the end, and Caulfield will get a goal kick here for Tampa Bay. 1-0 Rowdies. We wind down time here in the first half. Ricky Lopez with the only goal of the game so far. Caulfield directing a little traffic. Actually see some sun breaking out here at Square One Field. Square One Burger Field, by the way. Best burgers in Lakeland and all of Polk County, I would dare say. Maybe all of Central Florida. That's where the Tropics will be hanging out tonight after the game. They'll need a comeback to keep the win streak alive. Rojas with it. On the far wing, trying to get through a couple of defenders. Can't. And here comes Tampa Bay. We'll slow it up a little bit now. Pfeiffer takes it here on the right side of the field near the midfield circle. Served in now by Marriott. Rolls to Rodriguez. Lopez with it. Nice little give and go with Tosin Papo, number 14. And the Rowdies will retain possession here. Go to the turf and smother the opportunity and keep the Rowdies from increasing their lead. Good play by Valerio. One thing the Rowdies know, it's corners. They had 11 in that loss Wednesday against IMG. IMG only had 2. And for the season, Tampa Bay has 17 in 2 games, and their opponents have just 5. Rodriguez feeds it left side, looking for Carreras. Now fed back to Salgado. Salgado tries to create a little space. A dummy ball through to Ivo Diaz. Ivo Diaz takes the long shot. Never got through. Lopez picks it up in his half of the field and will control for Tampa Bay. Taken away there. Diegues could not catch up to the feed. But it will be a throw in here for Lakeland in the dying minutes of the first half. Be nice to perhaps get one here. Beg your pardon, I guess it will be Tampa Bay that will thought that went off. One of the Lakeland players. Caulfield will serve it down to the middle of the field, and Ramsey Torrey will knock it out of there for Lakeland, and here come the Tropics. This is Pereiras. Pereiras cuts it back towards the middle of the field. He may take the shot, instead feeds it through now. There's a through ball in front. Shot blocked in there, still loose. It was Tejada who had a good opportunity, but the shot never quite got through. That might have been Lakeland's best scoring chance of the night, but Tejada denied. A little bit too much traffic in front of the Tampa Bay net. Looked like for a moment he might be able to get the trigger pulled there and get the equalizer. So we head to the 45th minute. Shouldn't be a ton of stoppage time, I wouldn't think. Maybe 2-3 minutes worth. Or stoppage time, something that Tampa Bay knows all too well. They gave up the game winner Wednesday in stoppage time in the second half. Here's Diegas down the left wing, and it'll eventually roll to Caulfield. Diegas and one of the Tampa Bay defenders jostling for position and control there, and Caulfield was also shaken up. Caulfield may have taken the worst of all of that. And the yellow card is out. I'll have to double check at halftime and see who that yellow card was pulled on. May have been Diegas. Nonetheless, Caulfield is okay after being shaken up, and he will put it in play. Perhaps time for one more offensive opportunity for the Rowdies. Salgado trying to clear the zone, being pressured by Lopez. Now Salgado out of room, and he'll just send it over the end line. Or rather the sideline. Better choice than the end line, obviously. Throw in by Espinal. Tropics will get it out of the box, and there's the whistle and the end of the first half. The Rowdies get the only goal. Tropics had a couple of opportunities, especially one late there by Tejada, but didn't even actually end up as an official shot on goal. But the Tropics had opportunities, and expect that they will come out with much vim and vigor to start the second half, which will be coming up in about 15 minutes. Don't forget, again, if you couldn't make it out here tonight but want to experience the fun of Lakeland Tropics soccer, you'll get a chance next Saturday. 7:35 kickoff against Weston FC, and then the club will not be back here until Saturday, June 24th, and that is a big rematch against FC Miami City. But 3 in a row on the road between those two home games at Tampa Bay, at the Villages, and at the South Florida Surf. So we'll step aside for a few minutes here at the half, catch our breaths, let Owen Conlon work his magic in the Lakeland Tropics locker room, we hope, and come back for an exciting final 45 minutes halftime here at Square One Burger Field at Bryant Stadium in Lakeland, Florida. It's the Tampa Bay Rowdies 1 and the Lakeland Tropics no score.
It's probably me.